Welcome, Black Hollywood Live fans. On today's Fit Club, we talk booze breaks, dad bods, and super poop. Stay tuned for more.
You're tuned into Black Hollywood Live, the world's first digital broadcast network devoted entirely to urban entertainment and pop culture. Tune in right now.
What's up, Fit Clubbers? We are back. As always, I'm your host, Shaka Smith, joined by my lovely co-host, Miss TK Trinidad.
What's up, y'all?
How are you doing?
Man, today's been a day, but I'm alive and I'm blessed, so here we are.
Exactly. You said you were behind on water today. So
way behind.
So what are you going to do? Like, what do you do when you get behind on a day like this?
I'll probably drink when I have a long day ahead of me still, and it's, 6 o'clock? So I'll probably drink. Here's the thing. When I know I'm driving, I don't want to get stuck because I'm not like a dude. I can just pee in a cup, like pee in a thing. So I'm going to be driving some more. I know, right? I'll be driving some more, so I'll probably only get like half a gallon in, okay. But it's better than nothing.
Yeah, so you're not going to try to still get the full gallon in this short amount of time?
Well, I mean, won't be in bed until 2 a.m. Yeah. But I don't want to, I want to make sure between 2 and 6 I get, enough restful sleep. Yeah. So I don't want to rush it in and then I have to get up at 3 or 3:30 and then it just messes up the whole process. Yeah, so
I'm still struggling with my water.
Sometimes you have to take the L.
Intake, yeah.
It just, you know what I'm saying? We're not saving lives here. Yeah. You're kind of saving your life, but at least the intention's there and you're trying versus...
And then tomorrow you start again.
Right. It's just another day, another time versus, you get all down on yourself and then you just start drinking beer.
And then you're back in the cycle.
Yeah, it's not that serious, y'all.
Well, speaking of cycles, there is some new research into gut bacteria and the poo that makes, or what's in the poo of elite athletes and Olympians.
Why do you call it poo?
Well, that's what the article called it, was poo, and I was like, that's a great name to use, What would you call it? Excrement?
Feces? What's the medical? Isn't it feces?
Yeah, but still sounds, poo sounds a little bit more inviting.
No, poo sounds like you're talking to a 5-year-old. That's when you say poo.
Well,
or you say the S word when it's adults.
Okay,
so,
how about stool samples? Well, they took, in this particular study, in the Journal of Nature Medicine, they took stool samples of Boston Marathon runners and Olympic athletes, and they actually found that a bacteria called Veillonella was increased. And so they took this bacteria, Veillonella atypica, they gave it to mice, and they found that the mice's performance was 13% better than those that didn't
legal?
have it.
You just fed mice poop?
No, well, I mean, they extracted the bacteria that in the poop and gave it to the mice. Mm-hmm. And this bacteria is responsible for breaking down lactic acid. Right. So that's why that's what they're positing is the reason for the increased performance.
Right.
Would you jump on this probiotic train?
No.
Are you at all concerned it came from poop?
Well, I mean, it just depends on what you're trying to do. So you're talking about lactic acid, and then it depends on what type of athlete you are, right? Yeah. So, I mean, if you're a sprinter, you don't need as much lactic acid versus if you're a distance runner. And then it just depends on which, I don't see myself running a marathon anytime soon. And I'm a retired sprinter, so I don't really need to. I'm still better than the average because I work out daily.
Your performance over the course of a 1-hour workout, I've seen your workouts are grueling. Right. Would be better, or based on this study, it would be better.
No, why? This is the whole thing. This is why I don't understand why people take steroids and they're way past, they're not doing any shows, they're not doing any of that stuff, and it's not to enhance something because the doctor recommended. They're just taking steroids to take steroids to go to the gym to lift heavy. For what? You're now putting your body in a certain place when there's no benefit whatsoever.
But presumably they're doing it for the look of their body, right?
Right, yeah. But you can do that naturally. Why?
Well, you can, but for them, they want to do it quickly.
Yeah, but why sacrifice your body? I pseudo understand why an athlete would sacrifice their body by, taking something in order to get somewhere else. Yeah. Kind of, sort of. Yeah. But after that age where you no longer can be an athlete unless you're going to try to, I think, archery, you can be any age. Yeah. After that age where you can no longer be that type of athlete, it doesn't make any sense to me that to inject something into your body to become better than John down the street.
But it doesn't make any sense. I think for a lot of guys, feeling better every day, by doing that, feeling better, whether it's John down the street or just personally, they do it because they feel better every single day. Yeah,
but then they've taken...
but I know a lot of guys, for them, it's worth it. They'd rather be happy in the short term, even though they may reduce their X amount of years.
Yeah, until they reduce their life till X amount of years. Until they get to there, it's dang, I shouldn't have taken it.
But this here, in this case, at the very worst, the bacteria is harmless.
Right.
So...
I wouldn't take it, however...
Why wouldn't you take it?
Because I have no use for it. I'm not trying to be any type of athlete. The workouts that I do are grueling, but I can still do it. I can still touch my toes. I can still do, like, obviously I'm not, the athlete I was when I was 21 versus now.
But you might lose weight quicker. You might get to this dream body quicker.
But then that might cut my year. Then that,
No, this is all natural bacteria.
Supposedly.
So you're more worried about, the manufacturer in the long term.
And then does it really, like, you're forgetting, not you, but they're forgetting that, we've had generations that didn't need any of this stuff and they survived, right? And now we've extended our life because we have a better quality of life. Now you're going to add something into life that might take away from your life.
But they're saying that this is coming naturally from our gut. So, that's why
they're saying until something else happens and then they're like, we're sorry.
Well, that is the only particular drawback with this study is because it was funded by a company that Fitbiotics that specializes in. Wait, here's the drawback. It was funded by a company that specializes in performance probiotics.
There it is.
However, it doesn't mean the data that they came out with isn't true. So people are saying, it's not, let's jump in on this, but let's see more studies. But several studies have already shown that this particular bacteria does seem to appear in these elite athletes. So
if I were an athlete, and I was running for the Junior Olympics, which I did, and that was an option, then I would take it. But
if you're telling me, I already take probiotics now. If you're telling me I can take a particular type of probiotic strain that's going to make me better in the gym, of course, why wouldn't I take it?
No, because I'm more of a conspiracy theory because it's like you have all these things that are supposed to enhance, but they're in pill form. So you really don't know exactly what's in those pills other than what they're telling you that's in the pills.
Well, but and there's no way to know unless I'm at the factory myself.
Exactly. So for me, I rather do stuff. I rather be as natural as possible, and then if there's any ailments or anything like that, then I might look into something else. But
you don't take probiotics?
I don't take anything.
Oh, okay.
I don't. I eat as healthy as possible. I might, dip. Life happens, but when I look at me compared to the average individual and the friends that I grew up with, I'm good.
Yeah.
And, I don't need, I don't have any ailments or issues. Even all the aches and pains that I've had, I don't have them often as I used to. I used to have back spasms 6 months out of the year. I couldn't be able to walk because I tore both my hamstrings.
So you've cut out all supplements. Really.
I used to dip in and out of supplements all the time from when I was running track to, I don't know, maybe about probably when I ended CrossFit. Yeah. And I was like, I could touch my toes and I work out every day. Yeah. I'm good. Yeah. Nice. I could improve more, but better than, Susie that's sitting on the couch.
Well, we got to talk about that, maybe breaking the supplement habit. But what people are doing now is breaking the booze habit. Mm-hmm. And so that's going around the country. People are deciding that they're doing, sort of sober vacations. They're doing dry Januaries. They've got sober September's coming up and dry July right now. Mm-hmm. At Harvard and Stone, a local bar in Los Angeles, there's a group that meets, a sober group that meets, sober social club that meets. And there's a bar that's kind of taking over the country, or going city to city doing pop-up bars called Sans Bar, which means without the bar. Right. And they just do mocktails.
A whole bunch of virgin stuff.
Yeah, and entertainment. Mm-hmm. Are you down for this movement?
Well, I don't drink. Probably this day wasn't just, you should have had Manila come on this one. Yeah. I don't drink often enough. Yeah. I used to drink all the time when I was with my ex because he's a former bartender and he had a whole bunch of alcohol in his house.
But did you ever do a sober even during that time say, wait, we gotta take a sober break?
No, because I didn't think of it that way. And then also I come from a household where my dad doesn't drink and my mom drinks very rarely. So I picked up that habit from my mom that I literally drink rarely. I have 2 bottles in my house that I won that I'm saving for my new apartment. Yeah. So I don't really drink this weekend. However, I'll be drinking. I'll be sipping for Carnival. But other than that, I don't really drink that. And then also too, when John Sally and Brad were here and they were saying that alcohol is more impactful on your body than marijuana, that also kind of made me I just drink socially, because once in a while I used to buy wine and bring it home or whatever. I just don't even drink. I drink socially now, and that's very rare because I'm always working.
Yeah, of course, this is backed up by studies. 2016 British study showed that even abstaining for a little bit of time actually gives you some health benefits. So it's definitely worth noting.
Yeah, it's self-awareness. If you, because I know people that they do. My ex, he would do a nightcap all the time. He would do vodka and cranberry. That was his nightcap, like to unwind. Yeah. So it's self-awareness. If you know that you drink all the time and then you take away that drink and then now you're having cravings, then that's probably time to not drink.
And I know for me, like I lost weight right away, just a few pounds, but like when I stopped drinking, and it came off doing nothing because I was just drinking to stop that thing.
Yeah, and I get up earlier now. I don't feel as lethargic when I like don't drink at all. So like it's just beneficial to like get up and do something versus trying to get almost catching up to what you did last night.
Yeah, so I thought it was an interesting trend that seems to be taking over. So we'll see if it hits. Do you think you're gonna do a dry July, a purposeful dry July?
Do you think I'm gonna do a dry July?
A purposeful dry July.
No, this is my birth season. I'm gonna drink when people buy me drinks. This is probably this is probably the only part of the year that I actually drink more often because it's Carnival that's coming up in Hollywood, so I'll drink there. And then people will be buying me drinks, so I'll drink there, and I'll drink for my birthday. So yeah, no, that's not gonna happen at all.
So maybe we'll get you on board for Sober September.
No, because I won't even drink. This study doesn't make sense for me because I wouldn't even drink. But if I'm somewhere and there's a free drink, and the key word is free, I'm not gonna say no.
So you're like, I don't drink often enough to adhere to this trend.
Yeah, not at all. I was at an event where I was doing a speaking engagement. And they had shout out to Ving Vodka, and they sponsored the whole bar. So I had like 2 drinks. And it was really good.
Gotta do your thing.
Yeah, it was good. And the speech was good, and I inspired people, so, such is life.
Well, for those out there who may be struggling more than TK, feel free to jump on the train and then look up some of these organizations. They actually have on Instagram, I think it's Sober Girl Society and Sober Nation are some Instagram accounts that are like taking over as well. So there's all these outlets that can be plugged into sober communities.
Are you going to be taking a month off? It sounds like you need to take a month. Why are you trying to convince me to take a month off?
I like the idea of it. I like the idea of it. So just
sounds like you have a problem.
No. I really don't drink at all. So,
Okay. Well, you do that and let me know. Keep me posted.
I will be doing a dry July and a sober September to align with all my people out there that are doing it.
Maybe you need to switch friends.
Well, the good news is only one day of work a week improves your mental health. So it's nice to have this time here with you, and then that's it. We're great.
So you mean only working one day a week?
Yeah. They found that unemployment actually decreases mental health, but the question has been, what was the number of hours to work that would actually make sure you didn't get that decrease in mental health? And it looks like the benefits subside after 8 hours of work a week. So as long as you're getting that much, you're good.
Yeah, but then you're homeless.
Well, the study was only about mental health. So I think ideally you got to figure out a way that you can not be homeless but work 8 hours a week, and you'll have the optimal amount of mental health and free time.
How many hours a week do you work? Do you count like taking pictures for Instagram part of work?
Oh, of course, yeah, naturally. So probably anywhere from 80 to 90 hours.
80 to 90 hours a week? Oh my gosh. I don't know how many hours a week I work. I kind of actually don't want to tally it. However, I think it also has to do with if you're doing what you love to do or what you're passionate about. Yeah. Because, I was working with two organizations where I had to wake up at like 4 o'clock in the morning, and I loved the work in particular. However, I didn't like the emphasis on it has to get done right now and the non-camaraderie. Yeah. So I was glad and sad because, I don't like losing checks, but I was glad that I didn't have to be in that environment anymore. So it actually, my mental health was improved because I wasn't in those situations. And
I think you're obviously not alone. This looked at a study of over 71,000 people in a survey between the ages of 16 and 64. So this was actually a really broad survey that looked at. Of course, there could be certain confounding variables, but I think on a personal level, anecdotally, I think it's true. Since I've scaled back in work, I'm still just as happy. So,
I mean, if you look at Shaka's posts, like he's just going from red carpet to red carpet. Then he ends up at the gym. Then he's taking a picture with something, and then he's unboxing something else. And then he doesn't have a shirt anymore. Like that's the type of life I want to live. And then when I try to get onto that, like, hey, Shaka, put me on game. He gives me like minuscule tidbits that I can't do anything with. So yes, I agree with you. You might work 90 hours a day, but what you're doing, it might seem like work, but you seem like you're enjoying it very much.
And I think what you hit on there is always, following your passion and
taking pictures of yourself.
Following your passion.
Okay.
And I think that's a theme that is important in mental health because especially if you're working, your work shouldn't feel like work.
Right. Well, it depends. Well, if you go on TED Talk, just Google "follow your passion." There's actually a whole thing about this I listened to last week because I was like walking all over the place. And sometimes you have to work in order to figure out what your passion is.
Yeah.
Some people just sit around waiting like, oh my gosh, I don't know what my passion is. And then you get actually anxious because you can't find your passion. Sometimes you just need to put in the work.
Exactly.
So don't be like one of those Zen people on the beach trying to find your passion. It might not come to you.
And I think that for me was key was even when I didn't know what my passion was, I wasn't idle. I was still working towards something and I was like, let me figure it out, but I got to be going towards the goal.
So where you're just finding your angle and you're like, oh, this could be this is my passion. Oh, there it is. There. Let me take my shirt off. There it is.
Well, I mean, that is part of it. That is how I discovered it. What I discovered was...
Please cut this out. And this is what we need to use.
What I discovered was I was reading this book for our work week, and they said, what do people consider you an expert in?
I did read that book, too.
And people kept asking me, what do you do in the gym? And at the time, I didn't really work out. So I was like, okay, clearly people see me as a fitness expert, even though I don't work out.
Right.
And so once I put that together, I said, okay, then people think I have a better body than the average person. So then how do I utilize that? Then I got into fitness modeling and then fitness competition. So it really was just looking at what was around me and then working towards something, even though I wasn't sure what my passion was, and then it became my passion. So,
okay.
So yeah.
I mean, you don't have to convince me. It just is what it is. I asked you to just put me on game, but you don't. It's just okay.
This one. Well, I will put you on game when I talk to you about the Planet Fitness study that's putting everyone on game.
Right.
They're all about motivating other people and bringing you into the judgment-free zone, as I like to call the gym. They did a national study in time for, last weekend for Father's Day, and they looked at the Dad Bod. It looks like the Dad Bod is increasing in attractiveness. So 4 out of 5 women and men, 78% believe the Dad Bod is a sign of a more confident man. And 65% said they find the Dad Bod more attractive, which was up from 57% last year.
Well, you know why that is, right? How many hours do you spend in the gym?
On average, maybe 5 hours a week.
That's it? Are you sure?
Lately, yeah. Lately,
what about your regular not lately?
Maybe 10 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
So guys with Dad Bod probably don't spend that much time. Yeah. Therefore, they have time for other things and other people.
Yeah.
That's why people... Like, I prefer... If I see a guy who's, like, way too, like, he looks like he spends a lot of time in the gym, then I have no interest. Because it's like, then you have no time to do anything else. I remember on a date with a guy, we went to the gym, and he was like, man, I don't think we can, like, do... Because I need somewhere to get egg whites. I'm like... What? Like, this is not what we agreed on. And then I was like, yeah, I'm not about that. I'm not about that life. Like, I don't mind sacrificing a couple calories to enjoy life.
Yeah.
And it's just like, if you're not about that, then that's cool. You can find somebody else who wants to starve with you. And then, people who are a little bit softer, it's like, okay, like there's that balance, and then that if something comes up, they don't mind skipping the gym in order to like go to an event with you or whatever. Yeah. Some people are very rigid where they're like, yeah, I can't skip the gym. Yeah. And so that's why like Dad Bods are more appealing, because they look like they have more of a balanced life according to society.
Well, that just answered all my questions, because I was wondering, like, is it just,
Yeah, because you spend too much time in the gym.
Apparently.
And I spend more hours in the gym than you, actually. However, like, I do, I mean, your red carpet stuff looks cool, but, like, I be doing stuff that's not on the gram that's actually fun.
Yeah.
So, like, I have fun.
I have fun in the gym and out of the gym.
When you do the red carpet, you're like...
I have fun in the gym and out of the gym.
and then you do the over shoulder. Like, I mean, it looks like fun, but you know, there's stuff that doesn't happen on the ground that's extremely fun.
Well, we got to talk about that then.
Maybe.
And over 40% of men, according to the study, actually said it helped them accept their bodies more and feel more satisfied with their bodies.
Well, I mean, they have no choice. It's either you. It's the same thing. It's the same thing with women.
Yeah.
Like you have women who there's different categories, right? You have women who will do everything by any means necessary to get the body that they want, and then you have women who are like, look, I just need to live my life. I'm doing the healthiness. And it is what it is, and they live it. And then there's women who can't stand their bodies, however, they're not willing to put in the work.
Yeah, but I think with the dad bod, it used to be like a shameful thing having a dad bod, and then over the last 4 to 5 years, it's shifted to being like, oh yeah, that's a great dad bod.
Well, there's different types of dad bods. You want just a little bit of.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
like I would say now it's just universally a positive thing.
Well, yeah, because it depends on what you're doing. Like, I think the best example is like the former NFL players, like especially the big ones, where it's just like they were like chiseled, and then they have like a little bit. I call it adult weight. They have man weight on them, and it's like okay, like you can give a little pudge because like you're not working out 6 hours a day. So like that's and
you're not like 22 or 23.
Yeah, and your metabolism is not like everything that you eat. Like I remember back in the day in college, we used to eat like the Caesar's pizzas for $1.
Yeah.
No, sorry, there's $5 for Caesar pizza, and we would each get our own pie.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's totally different now. Now I can't like look at a piece of slice of pizza. I'll gain 5 pounds. So it's like different. So I like there's that understanding, and it is more attractive because it's like you're doing something else other than staying in the gym.
Yeah. Well,
but you stay in the gym, Shaka.
I guess I'll have to evolve to that one day.
No, you do what you need to do. Go on those red carpets. Go into the gym. Take those selfies. Go into the steam room. Just be you, Shaka. Be you.
This is the TK I've been waiting for. Thank you. Thank you.
Are you putting up all these Instagram? Please do, because some people don't know what I'm talking about.
This is the TK I was waiting for.
Some people don't know what I'm talking about.
Thank you for the motivation.
Ray in the chat says y'all always keep it real. I mean, I try.
Yeah, we got to.
I mean, me more than Shaka, but
Well, hey.
This is you. I think Shaka does. I don't know. I don't know what he does when the gram is off.
I keep it real. But check the story. Well, we know we are in the thick of summer, and you have been working out.
Summer just started last week.
The thick of summer, yeah. I mean, it's real hot, so it feels thick. But
it was hot out today.
Yeah, it was.
Oh my God.
Last couple of days been really hot.
Y'all are terrible. Okay.
But we're gonna give our 5 top gym moves for summer.
Okay.
To get that fine body and keep it fine. Do we gotta? That's it. There we go.
Top 5.
I thought this was gonna be the Puff Daddy mix. This is what they start with the Puff Daddy one. Don't you remember the song?
Mm-mm.
I think it's with Nas or Biggie. Someone, one of the two.
We got the top 5 drop.
All right. So what's your top 5 moves?
What are your top 5 moves? Or do you have them already?
Are you gonna steal mine?
Top 5 moves?
Yeah, you're the host.
Okay, let's do it. You're the host.
You're the lead host.
Let's go. My number 1 move, I love this because you can do it everywhere and it will tone you up, burpees. And I would suggest to people, if you wanted to stick to one move the entire summer, 50 burpees in the morning, 50 burpees in the evening. And if that's all you did, you'd be doing a lot. So that's one of my favorite moves.
That's terrible. How often do you do that?
I personally, when I'm in my burpees groove, I'll do it every single day. I've been in the groove for a few months now.
Yeah, most people are. That's normal.
What's your?
I mean, I like body movement stuff, so definitely jump squats.
Oh, jump squats are awesome. And those are great if you can even throw in a weight in your hand.
Yeah, jump squats, probably walking lunges. Those are probably my go-tos. Actually, maybe a form of a burpee, not the standard like military burpee, like maybe a burpee with like a medicine ball or something like that. Leg raises.
Leg raises are key.
And probably like donkey kicks. But definitely squats. Squats is the
main
thing. Yeah.
I like deadlifts. Deadlifts are a really good movement.
I do like deadlifts. It's one of those things where, for me, it's like a catch-22 because I'm very strong. I try not to lift a lot of weight, but I have to lift weight in order for it to be effective. Like I can't do 135. I mean, I can, but I have to do like 25 reps.
Yeah.
And then that, like, just having the proper technique will, it eventually starts like bothering my lower back. So it's just kind of one of those things where I have to do like a 225 and do 10 reps, but I don't want to be lifting all that weight.
So why don't you just do lower, lift way higher in reps?
I just said that.
So that's what you're doing now?
Yeah. I don't do deadlifts often because if I do like 135 or even 95, I have to lift I have to do a lot of reps.
Yeah.
And because I have back spasms randomly,
Gotcha.
I don't want to like it to act up and then I have back spasms for another 3 months.
Gotcha.
Like once it appears, like it's gonna be there for like 3 months and then it magically like disappears. It's just like funky like that. But
you don't know? You don't know yet?
No. Well, what happens? Most people that I know who have a lot of injuries. Fortunately, my body just decides it'll just do one body part. So, like, if I have back spasms, then my hamstrings won't hurt. Or if my hamstrings hurt, then my shoulders won't hurt. Or if my shoulders don't hurt, then, like one knee will hurt. Like, there's always something. So, currently, it's, like, my heel.
Look into the gut bacteria, the microbiome. But, you're like, no.
I mean, I can walk still, so I think I'm good.
Well, my other few moves are sit-ups. Like, the old-fashioned sit-up is one of my favorite moves.
Yeah, it's an old-school move that people don't do as often.
Just don't do it enough in the gym.
Gary, if you watch the show, I think he was on here like four weeks ago. He started making us do that.
Yeah.
So like it's like, oh yeah, I forgot about that.
And if you don't have someone to kind of like hold your feet down, normally the equipment in the gym, you can find a little space underneath.
You should be able to hold your feet down.
No, but sometimes people need someone to hold their feet down. Then you can use your feet as leverage underneath some of the equipment in the gym.
Can't you just bring your feet out wider?
I know some people that just cannot get up unless someone's holding their feet down.
Gotcha. Maybe you should just start crunches then.
And then that's another thing is weighted abs, I think for me made a big difference.
Right.
Because that actually helps your abs get a little bit thicker. So when you do start to get super lean... Yeah. So as a guy for summer, when you do want to start to get super lean, a little bit of thickness to the abs will make the abs pop a little bit more. So...
I mean, I guess... I don't know. Maybe because I have moved into like the dad bod territory and I see the difference.
Yeah.
Because I'm not in the gym like I used to be. Yeah. Like abs are not like I guess some former outline that look like you were once athletic, like I'm good with. Like if you look like that you can't run to save your life or like you've never been in that mentality, because it's also a mentality thing too.
Well, I think it's all, well, you're going based on what you're seeing with the majority of guys, but I think the majority of guys actually want to be the lean, chiseled guy if they can do it in a way that's easier.
No, because even the lean, even the guys who are fit and they have some type of abs, you're still getting older, right? Yeah. So they might have a layer of fat, but there's still abs. But then there's the guys who have a little bit more than a layer of fat. And there's the guys who are like, on the other side of the spectrum. There's the ones that like work out. Yeah, they might want to be how they were. Shannon Sharp posted a picture today. He's 51 years old, and he's like, I'm not, where I am when I was 21, but I'm better than most, which he is. Yeah. But you could consider that still like a dad bod, just the extreme on the other side of the spectrum.
Absolutely, but I've also seen some other celebrities. Who's the
Skip Bayless?
Who's married to Kelly Ripa?
Oh, yeah, I know him.
Mark Consuelos, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I just saw a picture of him on Instagram, and super ripped.
But isn't he's also tiny?
He seemed big, so I don't know.
No, because Kelly's tiny, and he's not that much taller than Kelly.
I know, I think he's like in his late 40s or early 50s.
Yeah, but when you're tiny, it's easier to hold off weight.
All I'm saying is...
Of course you'll pick out somebody who's like 6'2", or 5'10", or 5'11". It's a little bit different.
All I'm saying, you can still look like that, and if you want to, doing some weighted abs might help you get there.
Now Shaka's just body shaming all the
No body shaming. I'm saying if you want it for summer, if you want to tone up and you want to go to that level where you have these thicker abs and super defined, for those who want to. And I think that's a thing that people do like for summer when they're, going to the beach. That's
if you've ever experienced carnival, there's 76 carnivals all over the world. You have people, men included, with their shirts off that have nowhere near a thicker ab. It's just 1 2-liter. And they are living their best life.
And I totally agree with that. But for those who would like to...
He doesn't agree with that at all.
No, I do agree with that.
No, he doesn't. And he looks at them with shame.
Oh, not at all. Get out of here. With shame. And
I'm going to the gym. Do you want to come to the gym with me? That's what you're thinking. But okay.
Yeah. And my last move is, again, a simple one, but push-ups. Because they're so versatile, you can do so much with them, and you can do them anywhere. I think a lot of people get stuck in this whole gym routine. But doing stuff at home is so easy, so simple. Oh, yeah. So.
I used to, when I traveled, that's what I used to do. I actually used to film it, too. I used to do hotel workouts. And it's very easy. And you can do like Tabata stuff, or you can just do like 20 reps, or you can do time stuff. There's so much stuff that you can do that's body weight.
Yeah.
And another thing, too, that a lot of people should consider if they're like just starting on the gym or they're starting back at the gym, like the weight itself doesn't necessarily matter, because if you can lift all that weight, but you can't, do a push up or do a pull up, females included, then maybe you need to like start with that and then build on that.
Yeah. And I think a lot of
because when you're trying to run away from the zombies, that weight's not going to help you out.
Not going to help you. So, any more tips for summer? Well,
just enjoy life.
I was like, apparently you're like.
Well, I mean, this is like we put so much stress on. This is summer, and we have to do this, and it's like then I was just talking to somebody. I gave her like I've been doing a lot of motivational speeches, so this is probably why I'm in this mode. But it's just one of those things that life happens, and the gag is everybody, whoever you are, whether you have money or not, whether you're fat or skinny, we're all gonna go through ups and downs until we die. But we're never gonna reach that mountaintop where it's like, oh my God, I'm here. I'm gonna be happy for the rest of my life. That's not going to happen.
No, but you can reach the mountaintop where you say, I'm happy with myself.
Right. And that doesn't mean...
And sometimes being happy with yourself is doing the things that make you happy.
Right.
So, I want to be chiseled for summer. No, I think I can do it.
I totally agree with you. Yeah. But if you're talking about you want to be chiseled for summer, and this is summer number 5, and you're not willing to put in the work, then maybe you should reevaluate that and say, I just want to, I'm happy where I am. Yeah. And I'm not going to put in the work because it's 5 years going in. It's just like, somebody trying to lose the baby weight and your baby's 12.
But again, I think you also can't judge that because some people need that too. They know they're going to fail, but they need that feeling of trying.
Not enjoying the journey.
If they're miserable,
they're failing and they're miserable and they're complaining about it, then that's the problem. Like I'm always, there's way more that I can do, but I'm enjoying the journey. I'm doing the process and I'm having fun while I'm doing it. That's the main thing.
I've seen people be happy while failing, and I'm just like, you know what? You're enjoying that, so there's nothing I can say.
Right, but if you're miserable and it's ruining your psyche, and that was one thing that John Sally said. If you're miserable and you're trying to work out, but then you get upset and then you go and eat ice cream, and then that process repeats itself, then you need to fix that process first and actually be happy, because if you're happy, then you probably wouldn't go and have the ice cream because you're upset.
So, what we'll do is maybe next we'll do our top 5 self-care tips. Tips to make sure that the summer isn't
listen to my motivational speeches every morning.
Every morning?
Saying. Well, I think I might do one. Because a lot of people...
IGTV?
Maybe. There's one girl, she said she wanted to come to the gym today, and I just really, at the gym, I just say, I talk a lot of ish. Yeah. Just because I can, and I've been reading a lot of books, and I just pull it from everywhere. And this one girl said she wouldn't have come to the gym today because of, I said something yesterday, and she decided to come to the gym. And this one guy started riding his bike because I clowned him and was like, yo, you're 4 minutes away, dude. There's really no need for you to drive your car. And he's riding his bike every day.
Nice.
So
TK the Motivator, IGTV.
I mean, I'm out to charge for that, but we'll see.
We shall see.
We'll keep you posted.
We'll keep you posted.
You can buy some cocoa butter if you want.
Center in?
CenterInCompany.com. Get your cocoa butter. If you're listening on BHL a la AfterBuzz, you could put AfterBuzz TV in the codes and you get a discount.
And there's a little bit of a self-care aspect to Center In, right? Mm-hmm. Because I didn't realize, I never asked you, what does the name mean? I just said Center In. I didn't center in.
It means to refocus. So what happened, it all started when I did the 21-day cleanse. And it's just helping you to refocus on what you're trying to do and what is your why. Yeah. Because if you're getting pulled all over the place, whether you're a mom or you're a dad or you're working hard at your job and all this other stuff, and you tend to lose yourself. Mm-hmm. And then you lose the real reason why you do everything else. So you center in, and it's essentially the same concept of if the plane is going down, you put your mask on first and then you help other people. You center in so then you can go out and help others.
Yes, and you do not want to lose your why with ashy elbows, that's for sure. So get some cocoa butter.
Wow, please cut that one too.
Get some cocoa butter. It'll do you right.
With ashy elbows.
It'll do.
Wow.
You ever lose your wine? You're like wondering what life is going wrong, and you look down, you're like, and I'm ashy too?
No, because every black woman I know has cocoa butter in their purse.
It's happened to me. It's happened to me. It's been a tough day, and I look down on it, and I'm also ashy. What's going on? But anyways, on that note, thank you guys for joining us. I'm your host, Shaka Smith. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at Shaka Strong.
And you can find me on everything at TK Trinidad. Also, my website is up, so you can go to tktrinidad.com. You can check out my blog, all the latest updates and all the interviews and motivational speeches. I actually just posted one that I did on Sunday, so you can check that out, tktrinidad.com, and on every social media platform at TK Trinidad.
I'm sure there's a shout out to me on the website.
Yeah, sure.
See you guys next week.
Ciao.
On behalf of our BHL staff, we would like to thank you for tuning in to Black Hollywood Live, the world's first digital broadcast network devoted entirely to urban entertainment and pop culture. Check out our Black Hollywood Live YouTube page for even more great programming and amazing content, and be sure to subscribe and like our channel when you do. I'm your BHL host, Nakia Monet, and you can find me on all social media at Kiki Boom Boom or at Black Hollywood Live. Black Hollywood Live, Hollywood redefined.
Those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.